Hey everybody, welcome back. American Eagle Rises. Frankie boy. How you guys doing? It's still Monday, but you're watching this on Tuesday. So this is the coin section for Tuesday. I wanted to get this going, get it scheduled for tomorrow, so you guys have something before my normal video. And tomorrow, I don't know, we may have to play an audible. I do want to have some respect for our veterans tomorrow. It is Veterans Day, 11/11 on the 11th hour. And I got to dig up. I know I have it somewhere, but we may share a story. Try to make it less than 30 minutes. So today is part 3. Yeah, part 2. Sorry. Part 2 of 3 is what I meant to say. And these are all the 2024. These are silver dollars, but they are kind of like reissued. They are the Morgan and the Peace Dollar. And they are both in uncirculated and a proof. And they also had last year a reverse proof, a dual coin. We'll save the 2025 for Wednesday. We might record that tomorrow so that it plays on Wednesday. But the 2 coin set hasn't come out for the reverse proof set for 2025. We'll add that at a later date. So that's just the setup. So we're going to show the Peace Dollars first. My favorite is the Morgan. Some people like the Peace Dollar. I'm not going to say I don't like it, because I like most of our silver dollars. I love silver in general, always have, always will. It just has a special spot for me. I have no idea. You just get, you like one or the other. I don't know. It just looks more, I don't want to say masculine, but. So again, I think they started with, the color is different. These are actually blue now. I think the first ones were black. I'd have to see. I think it's 2021, because the first year they came out in 2021. It was like an anniversary. Then they skipped 2022, and then 2023. And then I got sort of kind of mad because, I don't know, they made too many or something, and all the... Anyway, that's lesson learned there. But anyway, they have a nice box. It's nice felt. They all have the nice felt in them. And they all have a nice COA card, and it actually has a picture on the front. Come on, dude. Is that... Yeah. So these are the uncirculated was from Philadelphia. The proofs will be... My lord, the thing just paused right as we're going. This is just ridiculous. So there you go. Yeah, Gibson. We don't like her. But anyway. So they all have this, and they all have the normal lid. It's the blue lid. And they have the clamshells. So all of them. And it looks like we got to take it out of the clamshell, that is. So Peace Dollar 2024. In God We Trust. It's not a bad looking coin. I will say the back of this with the eagle, that's probably the part of the Peace Dollar that I like. Come on, you're focusing on my dad's flag, huh? Yeah, I just like those the sun rays coming up, and he's on his little perch, and he's protecting peace. So now they call these the Peace Dollar, even though it does say peace, which is funny enough, right? Because I believe the first year was in 1921. So most of them were all minted during we call it the interwar, right? If they only knew. It was, yeah, it sure was peace, but it wasn't peace. Yeah, the Allied powers really stuck it to Germany, and it's kind of like, hey man, you can't do that. And they did what they did. History is not history, but anyway. So that's that one. Then we're going to do the proof, which the COA card looks the same. It just has San Francisco on it instead of Philadelphia. Yeah. So, you know, it's, you know, some people just, if they like a certain finish or not. I just like it because of the contract. I kind of like the proof over the uncirculated just because of the contrast. And you guys will see why I like reverse proofs, or at least, anyway, wow, it's like so much reflectivity there. There we go. Look at that. Like, see how you guys see the, yeah, look at that. The camera's having a hard time zooming in on it. Look at that. I don't, I'd have to look up my coin book again. I don't think during this time of mintage, I don't think they made a lot of proofs. Proofs weren't the thing, and if they were, I mean, they might have had proofs, but like it wasn't for the general public, that's for sure, right? So, and coin collecting really didn't get mainstream until I would say the 50s, pretty much after the war. Kind of makes some sense, right? You know, it's one good thing that the boomers did, right? They elevated coin collecting. There was a time period, and that was a thing, guys. Like coin collecting was. It is not a thing, not much more. It's definitely a dying hobby. There will be people collecting coins, but it won't be nearly as popular. It won't help the prices at all. Not at this rate. Not at this rate. My strategy may not. Now, again, maybe for numismatic coins. These are borderline numismatic. These aren't really bullion coins or proof coins. And they call them modern, and the old dogs don't like the modern stuff. I'm just like, hey, dude. You know, I get a coin that looks like a Morgan that I liked in a proof version, although these are peace dollars, right? All right, next up. Morgans, kind of same kind of deal, same type of box, same type of lid. COA is different because it's got the Morgan picture on it, Philadelphia. The San Francisco one will look just like it, but it says San Francisco. Same type of clamshell, except for the I never noticed that. So they did put a more. That's actually kind of nice. I think like maybe the first time they didn't even have that symbol on there. It's kind of nice. It doesn't really. You know, they gotta somehow justify. Well, we're gonna increase it by $20, so we got to do something. Now these are all uncirculated, and it'd be really hard to have. Like you guys see this one that I have, right? This is an older. You know, that one's definitely been in the, and this is like one of the last years of the Morgan Barber. Barber coins are pretty cool. Yeah, so that's the same one. They actually took. It would have been really cool if they would have took the existing dies. Now what they did was they couldn't use the existing dies as is. The fear was, well, the dies might split or something. They haven't been used in a while. But they basically just reproduced them. All right, so the sculpture was identical, but they weren't the exact die. Yeah, I know. I'm probably not saying it right. If someone from the coin collecting community gets on, they will give me crap. These guys, they know way too much. They know it's almost like for me, it's like, all right, that's nice to know, guys, but the common person doesn't even. You're speaking Greek, right? Like just saying the dies and the actual dies versus that's probably more. But yeah, the back, the infamous. I always like this eagle too. This one's pretty badass. I just like how the old motif of some of these eagles. I mean, it kind of doesn't look like an eagle, but back then that's what they looked like. Depictions of them. Although some people are kind of having like tinfoil hat community of like, that's not an eagle. It's like a dragon. I'm like, dragon. Come on, man. What are you talking about? What are you talking about, Willis? So that's the uncirculated version. And by the way, you can still pick these up from the U.S. Mint. So if you like them, pick them up from the U.S. Mint. They're probably going to be cheaper from the U.S. Mint. Now, you can try to look on eBay. I think the 2023s, you could find them cheaper than the Mint sold them for. But because silver's gone up, I highly doubt you can find them for cheaper on eBay now. But every time I look, it's either the same price or more just recently. So I'd rather buy from the Mint because you're getting, they don't mess it up. And if there's a problem, you can send it back and they either, you can say, hey, I want a brand new one. I have X amount of time and I can say, well, I don't like the quality, send it back and get another one. I will say the Mint needs to kind of put a kibosh on that. Sorry, guys. I just freaking threw my coin on the ground on accident. Yeah, we're a little, But yeah, because what happens is they'll submit these for grading, right? Or for to put on a slab, right? And if they don't get the grade they want, they'll just send it back, and you can't visually tell. You have to send these dumb things in, and one coin looks like the next, and it's like, well, this one's MS69, and this one's MS70, and you're just like, okay, because you can't see it. You got to take a loop out, and you got to look at it and you got to look at it for a long time. So, but if you don't get the price difference between a 69 and a 70 is like, $100. You paid $100. It's $105 for 69. Well, it's $180 for 70. So they do have to kind of rein that in, or at least I think they do. But you got to turn it in rather fast. What in the hell? This is the second one where I slipped it in and it just... Yeah, okay. Or is this the one that was like that? I don't know. One of these, somehow the glue just didn't happen. Sorry, guys. That took a long time. Here's the proof. This one looks very tasty. Yeah, I'm describing food. Come on. The what in the hell are you focusing on? It's like when I try to focus on my hand. Yeah, take a look at that. Nice, huh? And then take a gander at that. Come on, it just had it for a second and it just... Oh, man, I don't know how the coin guys do it. They must have different cameras or something, or... I know how they do it, actually, to be honest. They don't show their faces. That's number one. So they always have the camera in the same place, so they have the same... So I guess they put it in the, they have it, they do it down here, right? And you zoom in, right? So if you can see it, right, they put it... Yeah, exactly like that. So if I go like that, yeah. Okay, so that's probably what they're doing. But, hey, man, you guys want to see I'm a real person? I don't know. I mean, I sort of get it, but... Sometimes I wonder if people are just being so fake online, they don't want to show their face. Oh, I'm afraid of being doxxed. Come on. You're a coin collector on YouTube. Who's coming for you? I will say, some of these people that collect coins, to say they're a weird bunch. Yeah, I thought gold and silver bugs were real. Yeah, these people think somehow the government can track every single one of these coins. how? Right? Like how? Right? What is your theory? Oh, they put a chip in it. I'm like, so? Oh, it's broadcasting. Dude, you need a power source. Right? Like, where's the power source? Oh, well, if you're close to it, your body signal. And I'm like, I'm an engineer, right? So I just play along. Like, I wonder how dumb this guy is, right? Like, maybe dumb is the wrong word. Like, how paranoid, I should say, right? And I just think it's very, ironic? What do you even want to call it? I'm just like, these guys are really smart, but in some ways they're so dumb. Like, just. And what was it? Someone trolled some of these people. It was really funny. We'll get to the last thing here. Let's see. 16 minutes. And I don't know. That came out, and it was like a part of the. It was like a tinfoil hat community. It was like a subsection of the tinfoil hat community, and somebody was trolling that portion of this population. And this guy's like, "Oh, hey, yeah, they're putting chips in the coins. Your Silver Eagles, they'll know exactly what you paid for them. They'll know exactly where that coin's at, and they'll be coming picking up your coins." And I'm just like, what the heck? Picking up your coins? You paid for it. Oh, yeah, but when silver's like $3,000, they're going to come looking for it. Like, well, why? Like, well, they'll just confiscate your damn 401k. It's so much easier than finding you and your damn coin, even if it has a tracker. But anyway, he starts saying, oh, yeah, the best method is to take your coin, take your coins and put them in water, and to make sure it's not broadcasting, keep them in there for 2 weeks. And I was just like, what? And the sad truth is, there was a bunch of people that did that. Man, I don't know who's the bigger fool. All right. Anyway, without further ado, here's the reverse proof set. Actually, a larger box, very similar. Similar type of box, just big enough for that. COA card. It looks very fancy. Reverse proof. It's got all the stats. Does it say mintage? Come on, Mint. You gotta put that on here. See, they should at least say, like, how many of this particular set. So here's the peace dollar. So when they call it reverse proof, it's exactly what that is, right? So instead of the background being a mirror image, and to be honest, the camera and the light is not doing it a full justice. And maybe I'll kind of give it there we go. It kind of looks more like that. See how the background is very kind of dullish? And yeah, this is why I love, this is my favorite finish out of all the coins they've ever done. It pops. It just pops so much better, at least in my opinion. Again, more of a preference than anything. And it's not a finish that's done very often. But if you guys saw my other video with the other government issues, I'm trying to, everything's backwards here. Here, let's do it again. The other government issues, this is how they do their bullion coins. It looks so similar to yeah, see now I don't like how the light is over here. There we go. Like a little bit like that. Yeah, it's like where I want it, there's just too much light. Yeah. I just love it, right? Maybe you like the proof. Maybe some people just like the uncirculated ones. I just like it because it looks a lot different, right? And then here's the Morgan. I don't know. Which ones do you guys like better? I think the Morgan is so much better than the Peace Dollar. I'm not saying I don't like the Peace Dollar, because that's not fair. That's not an accurate. I love most of our silver dollars. I have my favorites. Why is it not? This is so annoying. Yeah, it's having. Yeah, there we go. That's a good representation of the reverse proof. There we go. Yeah, see how that? I like that. That looks very. It's just how the light reflects off that. Now this is the second year that they did the reverse proof. So the 2023 was the first year they did the reverse proof. And then when collectors found out they were going to do it for every year, people got a little disappointed because they thought maybe it was going to be a one and doneer. I don't know. Sometimes coin collectors are real fickle. You know, they want something that's low mintage, and I get it. Yeah, that looks really sick. I love that. That looks really beautiful there. American Eagle rises, bitch. You know, it's kind of part of the reason why I named it that in some respects. If we think about it, though, how many... Right? The eagle is very... What do we want to say? Occultic? Like metaphysical? Maybe, you know, right? Occultic, metaphysical. A lot of cultures have used the eagle. Now we're kind of getting offside of the coin show's over, folks. Now it's Frank talking about boring shit. I don't think it's boring, but right? Like other cultures revered the birds of prey, especially the eagle. I mean, let's just take a quick inventory, shall we? What great, you know, many, especially Europe. I mean, if you talk Europe, the damn eagle is like everywhere. Germany, right? I don't know. Rome. I mean, to be honest, or I don't know. I'm not sure who did it first, right? I would think Rome, and then because of Rome, its greatness, right? But the eagle hat, I don't want to discuss it here because we'll get into some deep shit if we do. Meaning, like, we're gonna go, you know, talk about some heavy stuff. Which, if you want to, comment down below. But it seems like every time I talk about those subjects, it's just like everyone disappears. But I think there's some good discussion to be had, some good history and knowledge that can be imparted, not necessarily bad or good or right. Because how was our language formed, right? By symbols. Shocking, right? You know? To be honest, that's why numbers and symbols can actually mean more, right? And some symbols can mean multiple things. But the eagle means many things, right? But the eagle can also represent a phoenix, right? Right? That's why they, you know, the Roman legions had a pole on it, right? And they had the eagle on the top. You know, and they would march, they would pull it up, right? And then they had those little, you know, I mean, hell, Nazi Germany recreated that almost to a T, right? Like that was. Some argue that motif is actually older than the Roman Empire, and it kind of goes to, is it Woden? I think Woden had like 2 blackbirds or something like that. I can't remember that one exactly. Oh my god. Right, birds, you know, especially a bird of prey, right? What is a bird of prey, right? It goes and gets its own food, right? But many different symbols on that. But we have it as a different symbol, right? You know, eagles don't fly in flocks, right? That's why it's used as that partial of a symbol, right? It could have, there are some occultic meanings on that, but it doesn't mean that every symbology of an eagle has that representation, right? It's like dragons, right? Dragons. You know, were they dinosaurs? Were they rockets? Yeah, rockets? What are you talking about, Frank? Yeah, like in China, right? A fiery chariot, right? A chariot. What's a chariot? It's something you ride in. But if it's a sky, if it's a chariot in the sky, and it makes smoke, right? It breathes out smoke. There you go. But I'm very particular to the eagle. I do like my dragons, though, buddies. I love my dragons. They don't take shit. Starting to kind of be like one, too. All right, and I'm hoarding my cash. I'm hoarding. I'm buying gold and silver. I don't want to give it away, right? And I live in my own little hole, right? You know, I'm in, you know, like Smog and like The Hobbit, right? You know, I'm in my own mountain range. I don't want anyone in here, right? And I'm hungry. Anyway, that's a good laugh there. A little long in the tooth there. We had to have a little episode here with Frank here at the end. So, you guys want a different video on any type of history of coins? We got, oh, they're not here. I got it. They're upstairs, I think. Or you just want to see coins and that's it. There's many subjects we could talk about coins or the history or like the monetary value, like how do they start? Why is it important to coin collect? Or how do I want to coin collect? Right? I always say if you want to start something, get something you like. I think that's the first thing anyone like as a collector ever said. Because someone was like, "Oh, what do I get? What do I start?" It's like, "Well, collect what you like." Right? Come on. The problem is with me, I like so many things. That's part of my problem. So I got... And the Mint tries to deliver on that. There's too many coins on the Mint. And I don't collect them all anymore. Some of them I don't really like. Like, I'm not a big fan of the Woman Quarter series. Or I think they also did like a First Spouse coin. It was like all gold. They were real low mintage. So from that perspective, they were rare, but there wasn't much interest in them. But hey, they're 1 ounce gold coins. So, but they were very expensive. Anyway, let's get the frick off the channel. It's almost 30 minutes. We're blah, 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 blah. Everyone's not watching. But there you go. We'll have one more coin show for you for Wednesday. All right. See you guys. Bye.